Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
Another day in the teens. Maybe we're getting used to it, or maybe we're simply hanging on until it warms up a bit. Robert, that probably won't happen tonight, right?
Won't happen tonight. Another cold night around the area as we head through the overnight hours tomorrow, and another cold day as we head through the day tomorrow. Right now, temperatures in the single digits and teens, as cold as 5 in Langdon, 8 in Devils Lake, 10 Valley City, 11 here in Fargo, also 11 up into the Grand Forks area. Winds, been a bit of a breeze out there, and we continue to see some breezy conditions in a few locations. That's enough to create some cold wind chills, as cold as 9 below up in Langdon, -6, Thief River Falls, Detroit Lakes, -4 over in the Bemidji area. Just a few clouds, and we'll see a few clouds passing through from time to time, but generally clear skies during the overnight hours. Underneath those clouds, we did see a few flurries earlier today, but most of those have since dissipated. Here in Fargo, cold as we head through this evening. Bundle up as you head out the door. Temperatures into the single digits, slowly dropping on off to around 7 by the 9 o'clock hour. Another cold day tomorrow, but warmer air starts to move in during the midweek time frame, and along with that, a chance for some wintry precipitation. More on that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Robert. If you bought anything online today, you are one of an estimated 75 million Americans partaking in Cyber Monday. But with the risk of package theft, how can you ensure that you receive it? Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz has your guide to protection from package porch pirates.
Last week on Black Friday, Moorhead shopper Justin Altepeter told me he'd rather wait 3 hours in line than wait for something to be shipped to his door.
There's lots of problems with online purchasing, like, having your items stolen.
Even so, the National Retail Federation says nearly half of all consumers are ordering online on Cyber Monday. So here's some ways to make sure your packages actually get to you. West Fargo's assistant police chief says, first, send it somewhere you know someone can pick it up, like a neighbor or your job.
Having the package delivered inside to your place of employment where there's people, so the package is secured, as opposed to just sitting out on the front step all day long waiting for you to return from work.
And Fargo's postmaster says even if the package is headed to your home, you can always reroute it after the fact. But you have to be quick about it.
Most of our packages are home in 2 to 3 days.
How quickly would they have to do it? When would they probably have to do it by?
By the next day.
And you can track your package.
When it was received by the post office, when it was en route to the destination.
Amazon also has its own options, like a locker pickup.
It is a hub for packages for Amazon, where they can leave it in a locker, pick it up from that locker.
Searching for one in the area, a location doesn't come up. But Johnson says one of his routes very recently just got one.
It just started up.
And of course, anyone can come to the post office and get a P.O. box.
You can rent by size, whatever size you want. All our packages are left in our parcel lockers that are sitting out in the lobby.
But Johnson says most still prefer a package left at their door.
Because nobody wants to get home after you worked all day, 5 o'clock. Now I got to run down to Maine, Prairiewood, wherever it might be in Fargo, and stand in that line to pick up my package.
Which is why the West Fargo PD recommends surveillance cameras.
There's all kinds of different options out there for recording.
In Fargo, Rose Itzkovitz, Valley News Live.
For more package safety tips, head to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story. A Draft Busters truck is a total loss after it burst into flames this afternoon. Officials believe the cause of the fire was accidental from improperly discarded smoking materials. It happened on the 2000 block of West Country Club Drive in Fargo. When fire officials arrived at the home in that area, they found a Draft Busters company truck in flames. A firefighter tells us workers were putting insulation into a home when the truck caught fire. Authorities say no one was injured. Fargo police are investigating an assault involving a knife that happened Sunday evening. Police say they were dispatched to the 3600 block of 42nd Street South on a report of an assault. 2 men were taken to local hospitals with injuries that are not life-threatening. Police tell us this is an active investigation. A Fargo man was sentenced today to serve a year of supervised probation for 4 charges. This past summer, we told you about this man, 21-year-old Khalif McLean. Police found McLean jumping out the window of a local motel room after they served a search warrant there. McLean later pleaded guilty to 4 charges, including possession with intent to deliver and preventing arrest. McLean will get credit for already serving 3 days. The Bemidji Police Department wants your help identifying this person. Authorities say it's part of an ongoing investigation. If you have any information, you can call police at 218-556-2973 and please reference photo 355. Authorities say a 59-year-old St. Paul man has been charged with one felony count of terroristic threats and another felony count of damage to property after he ran into the security gates at the governor's mansion. Police say no one was injured in the incident around 9:30 last night. The vehicle, driven by 59-year-old Clinton Leonard Fouquet, came to a stop in the driveway. He was arrested without incident. Governor Mark Dayton was home at the time. A spokesperson says he was never in danger. The crash caused $50,000 to $75,000 in damages to the gate. Trusting someone to watch your kids can be hard to do. A new artificial intelligence service called Predictum says they can find you the right babysitter by digging into their entire social media history. Our Valley News team's Maddie Gelseth found out how this website works.
We all use some type of social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. And now, an online service called Predictum analyzes a potential babysitter's posts on those social media platforms for any toxic behavior.
I think a lot of times you can find out a lot about a person on a website like this. Just maybe gives a different perspective before you bring them into your home to entrust them with your children.
A Predictum scan costs $24.99. It requires a babysitter's name, email address, and of course their consent to access their social media accounts.
It's my children's safety, and that would be worth it to me. It's worth the $25 for sure. I would use that. I would use this website.
Parents could do the research themselves, but Predictum promises to do an in-depth inspection of online activity. It then gives the potential babysitter a risk rating that's divided into several categories: explicit content, drug abuse, disrespectful attitude, and bullying.
This website is a little bit more subjective and gives parents another tool to determine who they can help raise their kids when they're not around.
It takes 24 to 48 hours to get the results back. In Fargo, Maddie Gelseth, Valley News Live.
Experts warn that you should use your best judgment when using Predictum because it can be impossible for a parent to know if the website got something wrong. For a link to Predictum, go to valleynewslive.com and click on this story. Dozens of first responders from across the state drove to Bismarck for this morning's procession at the Event Center, honoring Chris Iverson, Bonnie Cook, and Todd Lasky. The procession went down State Street and near Sanford Hospital, where people stood outside and watched. During the memorial service, several people spoke about the victims and how they died doing what they loved.
They were a team on a mission. What should have been a routine flight to Williston to transport a child in need back to Bismarck ended suddenly and tragically on Sunday night when their plane went down.
Friends and loved ones shared stories of just how much they meant to the community. A Minnesota man is recovering after his house on Payne Avenue in St. Paul's Railroad Island neighborhood exploded. Many were shocked to hear that the homeowner was taken to the hospital alive. Now, 2 days after the explosion, John Lundahl's family is also surprised he survived. He is still recovering and is sedated at the hospital. Family members say John was constantly bettering his home and had just replaced a window in the bedroom with plans to replace all windows in the house. The cause of the explosion is still under investigation. A Minnesota lawmaker plans a fresh push next year to strengthen a state law against female genital mutilation. Representative Mary Franson announced her plan today after a federal judge in Detroit declared the law unconstitutional. The judge ruled that Congress lacks the authority to regulate the practice, but that states can. The judge dismissed criminal charges against a doctor accused of cutting 9 girls from 3 states, including Minnesota. Franson, an Alexandria Republican, says the ruling underscores the need for her bill, which passed the House 124-4 in 2017, but never got a vote or a hearing in the Senate. Minnesota law makes it a felony for anyone to perform the procedure, but doesn't directly address the actions of parents. Franson's bill would add specific penalties for parents. The decades-long tradition of the Parade of Lights continues in Detroit Lakes tonight. Here's a live look at people getting ready for that. Everyone is welcome to come out for the parade and the tree lighting that will be at the Detroit Lakes Library. The parade will be traveling downtown on Washington Avenue. Santa Claus will also be making an appearance. You can tell him your wishes for Christmas at the Washington Square Mall after the parade. This event, again, just moments away from kicking off. We will have more from the parade tonight on Valley News Live at 5:30 and 6.